Good morning, beloved. Welcome to another episode of Jumpstarting Your Sundays with Overseer Everett. Here where I am, everyone is preparing for what is supposed to be a rather huge winter storm. Amen. And so I don't know what your plans are this morning, whether you plan to press your way out or whether you plan to huckle down and stay at home. But this morning we look at a passage in St. John, the 13th chapter, the 34th and the 35th verse. And it reads, "A new command I give you, love one another as I have loved you. So you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples if you love one another." And this morning's thought is taking love to another level, taking love to another level. Now, naturally, when you hear Christ say a new command, naturally one asks, if that's the new command, what was the old command? And we all are familiar with the old command. Amen. Matter of fact, we all kind of like the old command. And the old command, if you remember, was to love your neighbor as yourself. Amen. We like to quote that command anytime, our love for somebody is called into question. Amen. But if Christ felt it necessary to give us a new command, then I become curious as to what was deficient with the old command. Amen. But when you compare the two, it's right there. Amen. With the old command, we're commanded to love our neighbor as ourselves. And so one can gather that with the old command to love was founded upon, was predicated on self-love. Amen. That one's ability to love or capability to love was based on one's love for oneself. Amen. But in examining the old command, it kind of gives us a loophole. It gives us a back door, as it were, an excuse not to love. Amen. I know it's hard to believe, but there are those of us who really don't love ourselves. Amen. It's hard to believe, but some folks are really hard on themselves. And if they're hard on themselves, then it is difficult for them to have compassion on other folks. Some people have difficulty forgiving themselves, so they have difficulty forgiving others. Amen. And so it provided, the old command provided a loophole to get out of loving. Because all one had to say, well, I can't love you if I can't love myself. But with the new command, amen, Jesus says, love one another as I have loved you. Amen. And so with the new command, we're told to love on another level, as it were. And so let's do this, beloved. Let's try to take our love to another level by doing our best, by striving to love one another as Christ has loved us. God bless you. This is Overseer Everett. If you're going out, enjoy your time in church.